Now also joining us in studio is Brian Hogan, Auckland Gales senior hurling captain. Brian, as you mentioned to Aidan now, I suppose the excitement is starting to kick in. County final week, you can't beat.
No, it's a great feeling to be back in a county final, I suppose, 12 months on from the disappointment of last year's, Aidan has mentioned. But yeah, look, it's great to see the bunting and the flag starting to go up around John Street and up around the club, and there's, I suppose it's where every club hurler wants to be really, as the week before preparing for a county final.
Just going back a bit, Brian, I remember as maybe 9 or 10-year-old at the time, you playing Rathnure, in Netwatch Cullen Park all those years ago. You were only a Gossoon at the time, and you were county champions then, and I know you've been there a couple of times since, but you're lucky enough to be part of a couple of good Loughlin's teams in the past, but I'm sure you want to kind of emulate that feeling again come Sunday, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I suppose well, Ballyhale have been a dominant team over the last probably 10 years in Kilkenny, with Clara hot on her heels. We've been fortunate enough, to have, I suppose, put together a couple of county titles, the first one being in 2001, and yeah, I remember that game against Rathnure as well in 2003, and I think, or was it maybe 2010?
In around
yeah. So no, I've been fortunate enough to be involved with a couple of great Loughlin sides, and hopefully, I suppose, on Sunday we can add to that list and make it 4, so that's what it's all about. I suppose the finals are about winning,
Yeah, and of course, obviously you were the chap back then, and now you've very good young lads coming through. You've obviously Paddy Deegan and Hugh Lawler. That's just two to spring off top of the head, and you have a nice little bit of a blend now of youth and experience, I suppose.
Yeah, you have to have that. I mean, it's crucial really if you're going to compete at this level, Kilkenny. You have to have it's all about the younger lads coming through, and I suppose it's been great work done in the club over the last number of years. We've been very successful at under 14, 16 at minor level, and failing the Gale level. We had a great win last year in the under 21 county championships, first time in over 20 years that we've won it, and we obviously won a minor championship then. I think it was 2 years ago. So that's been, I suppose, vital in terms of using as a springboard to bring these guys through. And as you mentioned, 2 of them, the likes of Hugh and Paddy, have made the step up to senior level, and there's a couple more lads behind them, looking to make that breakthrough as well. And that's what you want, I suppose. It keeps the older lads like myself kind of on our toes, and it's we're fortunate to be in a position like that, to have that kind of strength and depth.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ballyhale Shamrocks, they are. They've been a dominant team, but you've been there or thereabouts over the years. You're always kind of making semi-finals and getting to finals and things like that. So you've been very consistent yourselves, like.
Yeah, I think it's about 7 finals we've contested probably since 2000, and obviously we've won 3 of them. So yeah, we've always been thereabouts, over the last number of years, and as you said yourself, be it semi-finals or whatever. So I suppose it's about making that next step now. It's nice to get to semi-finals and finals, but I suppose Aidan alluded to it. The county championship here locally is so competitive and so tough that when you do make that breakthrough to a final, you want to make it count, because there's no guarantee how long it'll take to get back there again. As I said, fortunate, we're back here 12 months on from this point of last year, but when you get to a final, you have to make them count, and we're hoping now on Sunday that we kind of go one step further. Yeah,
and of course last year there was the little sideshow of having to mark your brother and stuff like that. You don't have that this year, but obviously you're playing with lads you probably class as brothers as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I suppose you have to part. That was, I suppose, a bit of a distraction or whatever for some people, and whatever. But ultimately when you cross the line, you're hurling for your club, you're hurling for your parish, and your friends you grew up with, and that's the way we viewed it, and for 60 plus minutes, you just have to put everything else aside, and we're a tight bunch, even though I suppose you have a widespread in experience across the panel. You've 1 or 2 young lads there, like Shawnee Budger and these guys straight out of minor, and then myself and Gerta and I suppose Alan Gagan, who are the elder statesmen. But there's a great kind of camaraderie and great kind of buzz amongst the lads, and I suppose that's a testament, I suppose, to the calibre of the lads that are coming through, and the work the management have done in trying to integrate that bunch of players, But so yeah, it's we've enjoyed ourselves over the year as well, over the course of the league and the championship. But it's as I said to you, it's there's no better way to kind of gel lads together now than winning, and we've been winning fortunately enough more often than not up to now. So hopefully we can continue that.
Yeah, and just ahead of Sunday, what do you think is a little bit different about the group this year in terms of 12 months ago that you feel may get you over the line on Sunday?
Well, I suppose the experience of playing in a county final is a huge asset. You know, we had a number of younger guys there last year who it was all new to them. You know, there's probably first or second year playing championship, and certainly first year experience in a county final. You know, and kind of I suppose the everything that goes with that. So the lads have that experience now in the bank, which I hope will stand them in good stead. You know, and they're just a year wiser, a year older. You know, and I suppose that the teams is settled. You know, generally, you know, there's obviously a few changes or whatever else, which you'll always have, but in general, you know, the lads are fairly used to playing with each other now over the last couple of years and whatever else. So hopefully, you know, that'll stand us in good stead. But you know, we're under no illusions. We're up, you know, we have a huge battle ahead of us on Sunday, you know, against a super team, you know.